What's up, family? It's your boy, and we got a lot to talk about today, man. Can Jermell Charlo beat this big task of Canelo Alvarez? Is he gonna win? Can he do it? Hit the like, subscribe to the page, do whatever you could possibly do, man. Please, man, hit the like, man. Hit the like, subscribe to the page, man. And we back with another rumbling conversation, baby.
Hold on, baby, hold on. It's such a long drop from this cliff, I hope you hold strong. I had my time and this is it, I took it so long. Please don't let me go.
So family, man, this fight is huge. A lot of people believe that Canelo is ducking though. A lot of people believe that Canelo should have fought his brother. A lot of people believe, and this is just the background of the fight. A lot of people believe that Canelo should have fought the brother. A lot of people believe that, the brother that is fighting is too small for Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people have different opinions on what's going on in this fight. And we're going to break it down today because I really believe that some of these opinions, they valid, but do they matter? Now let's get into the first opinion. And this is the countdown, whereas though before the fight, the week of the fight, we're going to talk about the fight in and out. And we're going to really break down what's going on in this fight and what could happen, what could happen, and what I think is going to happen. See what I'm saying? And we're going to break it down. Now, Canelo, people saying that Canelo is picking the easier brother. I negate that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that it's valid or it's true. The reason why I'm going to say that is because Canelo is a fighter that have fought at 147, that have fought at 154, 160, 162, 168. Canelo has moved up these weights. He's not a fighter that started off fighting at 168. He fought Floyd Mayweather as a catch weight, I think, of 152. Right? He fought at 147 before. Canelo Alvarez have been inside the welterweight division before. He started off very low and fighting at that weight, and he moved up weights. The reason why I'm saying that is because he's not a 168 pounder. That means that he's not 200 pounds sweating down to 168. He started his career fighting at welterweight, super welterweight. So I think that this fight, him calling out Jermell Charlo, is very warranted because he didn't start off as a big guy. Jermell, which is Jermell's brother, started off fighting at a level at 160. I think naturally Jermell is a bigger guy than Canelo Alvarez. The reason why I'm saying this is because it has some type of validity to it. It has a reason of why I'm saying this. I don't think Canelo is cherry picking. I think Canelo has picked the toughest fight. The brother has issues. I don't know what those issues is. It's not none of my business. But the brother is going through something. So he's not ready to fight. And if Canelo would have picked the brother to fight, you would have heard every complaint in the book. Oh, why he picked him? Oh, he's not ready to fight. Oh, this happened, that happened. We would have heard so many complaints in the book. They would have been crazy. Right? So that's why Canelo picked that. That's why Canelo said, yo, let's get it on, man. And he said it to the brother that's active. He said it to the brother that it's not a lot jumping up to 168 because best believe that Jermell probably walk around at 168, 170. And he's fighting a fighter that originally came from welterweight. I truly believe that with the Canelo fight and the Jermell fight and the Charlo fight, a lot of people are underestimating Jermell because he never fought at 168. It's not fair. I get it. I hear y'all. It's not fair because Jermell is, granted, the bigger guy. Jermell is, granted, the guy that is bigger but fast on his feet. That's dangerous. He's the bigger guy, fast on his feet, and he's a powerful guy. Canelo is very dangerous. I'm not knocking or saying that Canelo, because if you guys watch a lot of my old videos, y'all know I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan. So I'm not knocking or saying anything bad against Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is very dangerous. I do think Canelo Alvarez, going into his older age, has a lot of flaws in his career, and a lot of chinks in his armor. He has a lot of flaws in the things that he does. One, I truly believe of the flaws is that he has begun to be too heavy on his feet. You know, I know a lot of people have seen this. I watched a video with Oscar De La Hoya the other day, and he talked about these issues. Canelo is heavy on that front feet. He is. I think Oscar De La Hoya is hating. You know what I mean? Because he couldn't get the fight done, and Canelo's not with him no more. So, you know, but a lot of things is true, and a lot of things ain't true. But I truly believe that Canelo is heavy on his feet. With him being heavy on his feet, I think that it's going to be very hard for him to get anything established. And that's if he has not fixed the problem of being heavy on his feet, like the last two fights with Bevel. Even we could go back all the way back to Caleb Plant. If he does not fix this problem, Billy Joe Cyrus, you know, he walked these fighters down. I think he's not going to be able to walk Jermell down because Jermell's ability to move. So with Jermell's ability to move, if Canelo has not established not to be pressed, or if Canelo has not established he's not going to be in the same place, or he's not going to be a fighter that's going to walk him down, it can make a very interesting fight. If Canelo do not establish this, I'm telling you, we're going to see a one-sided fight. We're going to see a one-sided pinpoint fight that's going to make Canelo out. Because one thing I have noticed, Canelo Alvarez get frustrated when he don't hit, when he's not landing. And I think that Canelo is going to do the plan of trying to hit Jermell on his arms, hit Jermell like Castillo did. Hit Jermell all up and down his body. I think that Canelo is going to try to do that. And I think that that's a good plan for Canelo Alvarez. But I truly believe if Jermell has that jab working, it's going to be hard for Canelo to close distance. It's going to be hard for the Canelo to try to walk him down. And then it's going to be left with Canelo slipping. It's going to be left with Canelo in the middle of the ring trying to get things off that's not going to work. Canelo coming with the shell defense. If Canelo, but I have seen Canelo working on his footwork. That footwork, that's why I said this is not a 50-50 fight. If Canelo does not do things in the beginning of this fight, he will lose. He will lose. I don't know if you guys don't. Styles make fights, and Jermell has Canelo's style down pack. I mean, Jermell is Floyd, is I think whatchamacallit beat Laura Lundy beat Canelo Alvarez, even though it wasn't on the books, on the records. I really feel as though that he won that fight. I feel as though Miguel Cotto won that fight. Even though I'm going to say that Canelo Alvarez is going to go down as one of the best Mexican fighters that ever lived, because he was not fighting cab drivers like Julio Cesar Chavez was. No disrespect to Julio Cesar Chavez's career. So I really believe that Canelo Alvarez is going to go down as one of the greatest fighters, Mexican fighters that ever lived, especially all the things that he accomplished in his career. And nobody can take that from him. But when we're talking about this fight, it's going to be a very difficult fight. It's going to be very difficult for Canelo if he does not fix the problem of moving. If he does not fix the problem of being too heavy on the front foot like he was in the last three fights. It's going to be a very difficult fight, because I'm telling you, Jermell is training to move. Jermell is training not to get caught. And Jermell is not going to be as weight trained as Errol Spence. He's not going to be as delayed as Frank Martin. And the reason why I'm saying these guys' names is because these are Derrick James fighters. And if you look at Derrick James fighters, you looked at what Frank Martin was, you looked at what Errol Spence was, you looked at what, you know what I mean, all these fighters was that was coming from Texas to Vegas to fight, we start noticing that there was a little weight drain. There was a little weight drain. It might have been from the extreme heat. It might have been from the dry heat to the going back and forth from different climates. It could have been from anything. But these fighters was extremely weight drained because that Frank Martin fight, you could tell, and I kept saying it after the Frank Martin fight, I hope Errol Spence picked up something from Frank Martin. Frank Martin was not just stifled. Frank Martin just wasn't just not just fighting. You know what I mean? Frank Martin, it was something wrong. And I really believe he was drained from that Texas heat. That shit could kill you. And then you're working out, you know, but as a fighter, you got that dog mentality. So with having that dog mentality, nothing is not fucking with you until you get to the day of the fight. Then you realize, oh shit, I don't feel right. So I think that that's going to be fixed in this fight with Jermell, because it is a track record that it happened to the last two of his fighters, which is Derrick James. So they must want to fix something in how they're losing the weight. They have to fix that process. You know, the weight has to come off better than what it has came off, because you're not going to be able to perform at a high level if you can't get your training camp together. Fuck your skills. You have no skills if the weight is not coming off in the right way. I say this because it means a lot to that Jermell Charlo camp. Even though he didn't have to lose weight, he had to put on weight. So we don't know if this extra weight is going to have him drained, have him tired towards the end of the fight. There's a lot of things that could happen that this extra weight can do to him. I feel as though that he's going to be perfect at this weight. I feel as though that Derrick James and them, they learned from the things that happened to Errol Spence and Frank Martin. I think that they learned from that, and I think that this camp was great. I hear him mention stuff about this camp, especially inside the 24/7s, not the 24/7, in All Access. I hear him mention stuff about this camp. I know that this camp is great, and I know that he's doing whatever he possibly can do to get ready for this fight. So I know that they have the right mentality and the right mindset going into this fight. It's just, is it going to work out for him? And, you know, I have all my money on Jermell Charlo. I have him stoppage. I have him not stoppage by laying Canelo out. I have him just outpointing Canelo and really, like, you know, manhandling Canelo. And by the 9th or 10th round, I have a stoppage. But we will see. And we will be back with a lot of these shows. This is the countdown. This is Isaiah Tilson 360. And I'm signing off, man. We out, man. But we'll be back with another rumbling
Hold on, baby, hold
conversation.
on. It's such a long drop from this cliff, I hope you hold strong. I had my time and this is it, I took it so long. Please don't let me go.